So, I've been all over YouTube trying to find new things and new ways to make content about. And in my search, I came across things that I think we all know very well at this point. YouTube polls. Now, in YouTube polls, this is where we find some of the most degenerate, some of the most dumb, some of the most outrageous anime fans in history. And I decided, hey man, let me go ahead, just type in a couple of these polls, get active on YouTube so YouTube sees I'm an active member in the community. And brother, I was met with some crazy realizations on certain things about certain shows. And one of the shows that I was commenting on a 1v1 situation versus in that realm of that verse is One Piece. And let me tell you something, bro. I really don't think some people actually sit down and watch One Piece as much as they say they do, because the things that they say is actually insane. So as I was typing back and forth on these One Piece polls, there's people in the world that believe the craziest things, like Luffy is stronger than Shanks. Brother, no, he is not. Like, that is an insane belief to have, because I think the fact that Gear 5 exists, it got these people thinking this is the almighty Jesus fruit. No, it is not. It's either some of these One Piece fans don't have eyes, or they're not using their brain to think what's actually going on. They just see Gear 5 and start, brother, leave that thing alone. It is not that. And while it does do some crazy things, yes, it is not as hyped up as y'all think it is. Like, y'all genuinely gotta understand, like, with Shanks, there's a reason why we haven't seen him go all out yet. And there's a reason why we've seen numerous amount of times we've seen Luffy go all out. And there's been a bunch of showings in different times where people didn't do things because Shanks was there. Akainu at a Marine Ford, that brother stopped fighting because he realized, damn, I don't want to get into it with these redhead pirates. Shanks is right in front of me, just stopped my punch. I don't want to get into it with him anymore. Bro, Kaido didn't even pull up to Marine Ford because of Shanks. And bro, in that one movie, Shanks' daughter, quote unquote, right? There's a scene where Shanks is blitzing this man Kizaru. He got Kizaru on the fence. He deflected everything Kizaru was doing without sweating a bead, a bullet, or anything, without even trying. And he gets the upper hand on Kizaru, bruh. Now, if you want to take that as canon or not, okay, go ahead. It's a movie, so I don't really, give too much validity towards that. But since it actually is a canon movie in the series, I'm gonna go ahead and say it still. Other than that, why would Oda even show that being the case in a movie when it's probably not real in the actual show? How does that make sense? It doesn't translate. Now we seen Gear 5 Luffy versus Kizaru, bro. Kizaru wasn't even trying on this man. Kizaru didn't even try 1%. He stopped fighting Gear 5 Luffy. This is the thing I hate when people say about Luffy in this fight. They say, oh, Luffy wasn't trying. Why the fuck? But why is he in Gear 5? Why is Luffy in his ultimate form? If Goku goes Ultra Instinct form, he is physically really not trying. He's just weaving because his body tells him to weave. Yes, but why is he using his ultimate form? That is at some point you are trying. That is literally at some point you are trying. If I go into my ultimate maximum form, how am I not trying? At the same time, I can't say that he was going 100%. Naturally, okay, cool. You may not be going 100%, but I can't say you not trying. Now with Kizaru, he genuinely was not trying. Bro literally stopped fighting Luffy to go talk to Vegapunk. But there's points where he just stopped and talked to someone else mid-fight, and then Luffy comes back, grabs him, does something, and tries to bring him back into the fight. Bro, Kizaru literally didn't care about this whole thing. He didn't care. And that is an insane testament to the strength of Kizaru too as well. Because look, we got Shanks blitzing this man, going ballistics, got that man Kizaru looking like this. And then versus Luffy, Kizaru is not even caring in the world. So really, is that leading me to believe that Luffy is stronger than Shanks? No, nigga, are you stupid? And let me stop back on the bad words before YouTube knock me off this platform, bro. They already killing me enough. See, the thing that Shanks represents to Luffy is peak strength in his verse. It's the same thing that goes for Mihawk and Zoro. Zoro is supposed to overcome Mihawk at a certain point. Now, was he at that level yet? No. So same thing with Luffy. Is he at the level of Shanks yet? No. They are two obstacles that are being meant to overcome at the end of the series, or when they finally achieve that amount of power they can to overcome those obstacles. Because once Luffy defeats Shanks, he's gonna become the greatest pirate in the world, and then find the One Piece. Okay, cool. And then when Zoro beats Mihawk, he's gonna become the greatest swordsman in the world. That's their whole goal. Those two beings are their whole goals end. And if you don't think that Shanks is the pinnacle of strength in this verse, even though it's kind of been shown multiple times for that to be the case, because he comes into conflict when no one wants conflict with him. Even the strongest people in this verse don't want conflict with this man. Why do you think that is? And if they see that man flag, boy, they not touching that man's shit. Bro, come on, bro. The only reason why people don't believe that Shanks is the strongest in the verse at this moment, and you can debate maybe, oh, this person is, maybe the person we haven't seen. That's a lot of people's powers we haven't even seen yet. So not to say he's probably the strongest pirate that we kind of know of now. Okay, look, and I feel like the only way people will really realize that if Shanks does more in the series. Once Shanks does more in the series, same thing with Mihawk. People call Mihawk a fraud all the time, bro. Come on, stop the cap. Once they show more showings, you will start to believe that to be the case. Now, just because they're not doing anything that much most of the time, that doesn't mean that's something to take against them in their testament of strength. That makes no sense. Just because the strongest man in the world doesn't do anything that you can see physically does not make him not the strongest man in the world. Do you understand this? And to say that that strong being loses to someone who is on the road to become there but is not all the way there yet is insane. But hey, this is why I say One Piece fans really don't even know their own show. And that's not the only point that gets me to believe that One Piece fans don't even watch their own show. It's the fact of they believe that anything versus Gear 5 wins. How does that make sense? Even when people to be shown in the show going against Gear 5 and being okay against it, they still think, oh my god, look, he one-shot that, bro. Oh my god, look, he punched him in the face. Why you stupid? They think because Gear 5 was able to get some hits in that it makes Luffy the all-time most strongest being on the planet Earth, brother. No! Stop glazing. There are other mythical, ancient, whatever zone fruits that are maybe stronger than what Luffy has. Come on, stop the glaze. There are multiple different fruits out there like that that can do crazy shit. But just because Luffy got this magical god fruit, people think that this man is the best in the series. Okay, cool, bro. He can free some slaves. He's been known to free some slaves. Joy Boy, cool. All right, what else? Not only do One Piece fans glaze Luffy in his own verse, bro, people glaze Luffy so much that they think he can beat other anime characters that are in stronger verses. No! Let me break this down to you. Luffy is not beating anyone in Naruto. Luffy is not beating anyone in Bleach. Luffy is not beating anyone in Dragon Ball. Luffy is not beating anyone in Black Clover. And Luffy is for sure not beating the top contenders in My Hero Academia. I just had to get that out there and say that because there are people that believe that Gear 5 is this magical, mythical thing that can do anything. Okay, yes, it can do some things that are cool. It can do some things that are out of bounds of reality. Cool. That does not mean it's the ultimate trump card against every single last thing and it can beat anyone. No, brother. No. Gear 5 has its limits, brother. It can't just do anything because Luffy commands so. It has its limits. I don't get why people don't understand this and see this within their show. But they think this man Luffy is tanking planet busting attacks, citywide block attacks, anything that is bigger than an island attack. Luffy is not tanking that shit. Especially is that if it has the attack potency to destroy multiple continents, multiple whatever the hell it. But we can't do nothing about that. So basically I just made this video to say I see all of you in the One Piece polls, brother. Stop the glaze. Other than that, leave a like on the video, comment, subscribe, because you know your boy need it.